Did you know that there's a road in Perak, Malaysia, which has the exact physical features as the Nürburgring Nordschleife? It has the exact same length and almost the same elevation difference within that distance. But to get to these places, a day trip won't cut it. Hence why we did our very first overnight drive with the Route Hunters community members and the talented Peugeot 3008. The Peugeot 3008 SUV makes an almost similar output as the Mercedes-Benz GLB 200, but with far lesser weight. But the highlight of this car has to be the way the chassis is set up. It strikes the right balance between ride comfort and handling, which is a huge advantage for a drive like this. After the rather bland highway driving, we freshened up just outside of Kamunting before hitting the actual road. The first part of the route was Kamunting to Kampung Yaman via Kubu Gajah. This would bring us over the A7 and the A5 routes deep into the heart of Perak. This lovely road that runs at the back of the Bukit Merah Lake has barely any traffic, but it's full of twisties. Before hitting the main drive route, we had to cross a hill from the A5 via the 113. What is seemingly a straight road cuts right across the valley with a lovely twist at the top. Just look at how the topography and the road layout looks like. But this is nothing compared to the main reason why we ventured all the way out here. The A6 between Kampung Masjid and Kampung Sumpitan is the road we were talking about at the start of the video. It cuts to 550 meters above sea level in just 10 km, and you get to appreciate a one-of-a-kind view that is possible in very few places in our country. From the A6, we continue on via the A167 until we linked up with Route 76 at Lenggong. This brings us to Kampung Raban and Tasik Raban, a man-made lake thanks to the water from the Perak River spilling inland, resulting in a superb scenery and a causeway over a freshwater lake. Our lunch spot was as authentic as it can get. Teringat Lenggong is a local institution that brings visitors from all over the country for their freshly prepared authentic kampung-style talam sets. You sit under a wooden shade overlooking the lake, enjoying an afternoon meal. After baking under the hot sun, we were definitely in no condition to drive back, which is why we prepared an overnight stop at Taiping, nominated as the third most sustainable city in the world in 2019. It was just big enough to have plenty of activities without getting too overwhelming. Our overnight stay at the Cozy Tenner Taiping offered a rustic accommodation with quick access to the major attractions in the town. If you thought our lunch spot was the biggest surprise, then the dinner spot was outright overwhelming. An unassuming bungalow lovingly restored housed Kopi 119 and Titik Santap. But it was the Brasak burgers and barbecue run by brothers that exceeded our expectations. The food was gloriously tasty with plenty of variety, and they were super generous with their portions. Since we had a more hearty meal, we decided to go for a drive to explore Taiping. The night drive revealed lots of hidden secrets of the town and the perfect wind down from the hectic day. The Peugeot 3008 is not a sports car, let's make that clear. What it is a family car with the biggest boot in its class, with one of the best fuel consumption figures and a lovely interior. What makes it an excellent road trip car is its exemplary chassis setup. It's hard to call out which is a better handler between the CX-5, the Proton X70 or the Peugeot 3008. But for this route, it's the 3008 that really felt like a complete package thanks to the turbo power delivery and the light curb weight. Malaysia has some of the most exotic views and geographical features compared to the rest of the planet. Make the effort and venture into the rural parts and you will find spectacular sights just around the corner. But when you do such trips with like-minded people like the Route Hunters community members, it elevates the experience to a different level. Plus an appropriate road trip car like the Peugeot 3008 SUV makes the journey that much more enjoyable.